Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
we can.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, thanks everyone for coming. If you have any questions during the meeting, you can enter them in the Zoom chat over here, and one of the execs or Daniel will get back to you. And recorded the meeting, so just so you know, and this recording will be uploaded on our YouTube channel after, so you can watch that after. Um, yeah. So I'm just going to introduce myself very briefly. So my name is Ariba Aziz, and I am the president of DSC McMaster U. We also have our vice presidents on this call. So we have Stefan and Yevin and Luke. So they're all in this call as well. And we have a special guest here with us, Daniel. He already talked to you a bit in like just before the meeting, but yeah, he's a DSC community advisor for the North American DSC chapters. So he'll be here talking about the Google Solution Challenge, which is a really exciting opportunity for everyone. And so I'm just going to go through our agenda. So first, I'm just going to briefly talk about DSC again. And then Daniel will talk about the solution challenge and we'll have a Q&A period for him. We'll talk about how you can find teams for the solution challenge within our chapter. And then we'll talk more about our chapter structure, and because some of the things that we talked about in September might have changed since then. So we're just going to review that and any updates for our chapter and how you can get involved as a general member. And then we'll introduce all of the teams that we have, so you know what all the teams do. And there is a new core team position open in our chapter for the winter term, the marketing strategist. This is going to be within the marketing and branding team. So we'll talk about this. So watch out for that if you're interested to get involved as a core team member. And we'll talk about the solutions incubator, which is different than the solution challenge. And we'll just differentiate it a bit so you can know the difference. There's also going to be really cool web development opportunities in our chapter. So if you look at our website, it's dscmcmasteru.ca. A small group of web developers within our club created that website, and this semester they want to open it up for anyone to be able to contribute to the website. So we'll talk more about this at that point. And lastly, we're going to talk about some upcoming events. We already have a couple of events that we will host in the next few weeks, so watch out for that as well. And this will conclude like most of our event, but after the event, we'll have like some after event socials where we're going to hang out on our Discord server, and you can network with the core team members, and also we can hang out and talk to other people. So you can try to find teams for the solution challenge. So this will be an informal hangout session after the meeting on our Discord server. Um, so you can try to find people for the solution challenge. And then lastly, since today is Friday and our club does weekly Friday game nights, we will end the night with some games and fun. So the last two are like optional if you want to hang around and talk with us, but everything else is more about like the meeting itself. Okay, so first I will briefly go over what DSC is all about. And so just to note, Daniel and I talked about DSC in depth last semester. So in September, when we had our first information session, we went through what DSC is all about. So if you want like a full recap, you can go to our YouTube channel, which someone hopefully will post a link, like maybe Yevin or Luke want to post a link to our YouTube channel in the chat. It has the recording of the info session, so you can watch that, but we're just going to do a brief overview. So Google Developer Student Clubs is a program run by Google developers, which is a part of Google. And Google developers run some other programs as well, like Women Tech Makers, Google Developer Groups, and GDG. And Google Developer Student Clubs, which is what we are, is just one of the programs that they run. And so our club, we run a lot of technical workshops. So some examples of workshops that we run in the past were introduction to web development, how to create an effective GitHub profile. We also run some talks such as panels where we have like the co-op panel where we had co-op students come in and talk about their co-op experience, and a breaking into tech panel. Our club specifically also runs code nights where people will come together and do some coding together and solve leak code challenges together. We also run the full stack challenges, which are coding challenges for beginners, intermediates, and advanced people. So they're just like coding challenges, and you can build something cool with those. And we also have so those are most of our like public events. We also have some internal club events such as our weekly game nights. So we try to have a weekly game night every Friday. Sometimes it doesn't work because we have midterms and stuff, but we try to do this almost every Friday. And within our teams, we also have smaller workshops that help you learn some professional skills. For example, the workshops and talks team runs some workshops on how to run a workshop. So if you are interested in doing that, that's one of the things that they do. And also how to use Photoshop for marketing branding. And yeah, so overall, we're just a really large community of developers and people who like coding and Google, and we try to learn from each other and teach each other skills and build really cool things together. So that's kind of the idea of the developer student clubs in a nutshell. Um, so yeah. And so our chapter is just one of the many chapters that exist in the world. So the Developer Student Clubs is a global program by Google, and they have chapters all around the world. So you can see all of the chapters that they have. They have like a lot, and we're the McMaster chapter. So we started this year, and our chapter specifically has over 400 chapter members, and we have 27 executive members. So we're a pretty large club. Um, and yeah, so it's great that you guys are trying. So this is our first year, and we're already becoming so big. So it's good that you guys are trying to participate in the club in the early stages, because if you try to get involved in the early stages of the club, you'll have more of a say in what direction the club goes. So if you have any ideas of what you want to see in the club, like if you have a workshop idea or any ideas for events, we're really open about that and we're really flexible. So if you have any of those ideas, you can talk with the core team. And getting involved in the early stages is really great because that means that you can stay for the future years and try to help make it what you want it to be. So so yeah, and there'll be like core team positions open next year and the year after that as well. So if you're looking for professional experience and leadership experience, you can also look into this club and get involved this year. Okay, so this is just a bit more about our club. So most of the things I said, this is our first year. We have over 400 general members and 27 core team members. So I've said core team members a lot, but those are basically executive chapter members, like executive members of our club. Um, and we have five main teams. So these five teams are the main like teams in our club that anyone can join. So we'll talk more about the logistics of that in a bit, but anyone can join these five teams. And these are community and code, workshops and talks, external relations, marketing and branding, and outreach. And then we also have three smaller close teams that just serve a different function within the club, and they don't need to be as large. So we have the admin team, which is myself and the three vice presidents. So Stefan, Yevon, and Luke. We make up the admin team. So we oversee what the entire club is and do some administrative tasks. We also have a small team of web developers. So they are the ones who create our club website, and we have the incubator community. So these are the people that run the solutions incubator program within our club, and you'll know about that soon. Okay, so now we will dive right into the Google's 2021 solution challenge. So I'll just let Daniel talk about this.
All right. Well, howdy from Austin, Texas, everyone. Hopefully, everyone can hear me okay. So, in the chat, I did just drop a link to the Solution Challenge website. That's going to be what I showcase to y'all. So, feel free, grab that link, follow along. The reason I want to show y'all the website, if oh, can we make me a co-host so I can present too,
Oh
please?
yes, I will
Or
do
just
that.
so could you stop presenting so I could present?
Oh
Sorry.
yes, I will do that too. Okay, hold on. Wait, stop share. Okay, can you try to present now?
All right, let's throw this up there. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sweet. And let me make sure I actually turn on my camera again because I've remembered. So,
Okay.
hello, I'm back. Yeah, so on screen, y'all will see our Solution Challenge 2021 landing page, right? The reason I wanted to take y'all to the website versus a slide deck is everything that I would cover in the slide deck is actually represented on our website. And this has a ton of resources for y'all to get started today if you wanted to. So without further ado, let me introduce a solution challenge, right? So with developer student clubs, one of our main goals is to help bridge the gap between theory and practical application that currently exists in higher education systems, right? So one of the ways we've decided to help with this is create a challenge, which allows y'all to work on a local problem, right? Tied to one of these 17 sustainable development goals, which I'll get to in just a second, and use one or more of Google's products or services to build out a viable working solution to that problem, right? The reason we do this is because, a lot of the tools that, traditional developers use in the real world are kind of hidden behind a paywall, right? When you join Solution Challenge, one of the things you will gain access to is some of our resources to either learn some of these new technologies or to use some of our GCP credits to actually utilize, the Google technology in a real world solution. So that, in a nutshell, is what Solution Challenge is, right? It's identifying a problem in your local community that are passionate about, and then with a group of peers, maximum of four, you work to solve that problem utilizing one or more of Google's technologies or services. So we're currently at what we call the learn and build phase. So let me go ahead and show y'all our timeline here. So we're currently in the registration phase, right? So one of the things that you have to you know check to participate in Solution Challenge is to be part of a developer student club. For those who were on the call earlier today, I kind of showed y'all how to do that. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is go to our website, uh, dsc.community.dev, specifically your McMaster chapter, and click the join button. For those who may have not done that yet, I dropped the link in the chat for you to do so. From there, what you're going to want to do is actually look at some of the 17 UN guidelines before forming a team, right? And the reason I throw in this 1.5 step here is because you want to brainstorm your own ideas and projects that you're passionate about working on before you form a team and maybe get backed into working on a project you're not as passionate about, right? So from there, what you can do here is look at the 17 United Nations goals, which are linked here and is now loading. And this is one of our main topic points for y'all this year. We found with it being a very open-ended prompt, a lot of students needed a little bit more help narrowing their focus of what to work on. So we've tied it to the 17 goals represented here. I'm not going to go in depth on all of these goals because I want to make sure y'all have the opportunity to, go through and deep dive in them on your own. But what I do want to show y'all is a lot of these goals are very open-ended and could fit a lot of different, solutions you're looking to build, right? So quality education, good health and well-being, clean water and sanitation, reduced inequalities, just to name a few. And what I want to do now is kind of show y'all some of the information that's represented here, right? So for this example, we'll look at goal 3. All right, so this goal, right, is going to be to, ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for people of all ages, right? So this could be something which is connected to like a hydration app, right? It could be connected to some sort of like stretching app or something like that. And what the UN does here is they build kind of an infograph of stats, right, before COVID and after COVID. So highly recommend go to this guideline, or I'm sorry, the 17 United Nations Sustainable Guideline Goals. Check out some of the different themes you could look to work under, and then begin brainstorming some ideas. About these topics, right? From there, feel free to share it with the group, right? And then you can begin forming teams based upon the type of project that's being worked on, right? The reason I like that a little bit more is because it does allow y'all to work on something you're more passionate about versus, maybe getting stuck working on something that is not as exciting or enthralling to use some new technologies that you maybe haven't gotten to use before. So let me go ahead and get back to our Solution Challenge website. So right from there, you're actually going to identify a solution, and not to worry if you have not gone through, building a project like this before. We do have some information here about like the design sprint, which will help you approach creating this, solution in a whole new way. So whether this is your first time building a project, whether it's your 100th time building a project, we have your back, and there'll be resources from Google's end to help you along the way. So one of the things I want to do now is I want to go back to our challenge page, and I do want to just briefly go over the the evaluation criteria, because I think this is important for y'all to be able to have your questions asked and answered with me here today. So as you'll see on screen, there's really only two pieces we're looking at as far as criteria for point value. We have our impact section, and we have the technology section. So I'm not going to read all of these, but what I do want to do is highlight a couple things, right? So when we look at where we get the points from, establishing a clear challenge focused on one of the 17 goals. Is it explained in a clear manner, and why they're looking to solve it, right? Did you stay on target, and did you actually solve the problem you aim to solve at the beginning? Did you go through testing with actual users to where you could reiterate feedback to help that end user in mind? All of these things come into culmination for a value of 60 points, right? From there, we do look at your technology and kind of how you build the solution. One of the things I do want to say before jumping in more on the technology is, I know we have a propensity to think, okay, once we have something, we need to make it as complex and bring in as many different, tools to make it as great as possible. Some of the best solutions to real world problems are very simplistic, right? And the reason they're adopted is because it works. So before jumping in and going, okay, we're going to use, Firebase for this and TensorFlow for this, think about why you're using some of these technical components, and really try to streamline, the approach, and make it a little easier, right? Don't overcomplicate it. From there, what I want to really show y'all here is this is something that comes up with a lot of questions is, does Google expect us to have like a full-fledged, working prototype to submit in this solution challenge? And the answer is yes, right? We're looking for working solutions in this demo video, right? And so in this 2-minute demo video, what we want to see from y'all is kind of the interface of whatever you've built, right? How users would interact with it, and ultimately, perhaps it being adopted in the real world. So when it comes to this evaluation criteria, please take a moment, read through each and every piece of it, right? Make sure you have your questions answered, and stick around till later in this slideshow so I can help clear up any confusion if you have them. The other thing I do want to briefly just mention here is, if for whatever reason you're curious as to all of our terms and conditions, all you have to do is click our, T's and C's right there. Everything is going to be outlined, including prizes, timeline, everything that's represented in a different manner. So if you just want to read a little novel, feel free to do that. But with that, I want to show you all some resources at this point, because you may be thinking, okay, Danny, this is really cool, but how do I make use of some of these new Google technologies, right? So one of the things we can do here is we actually have a ton of content to help you wherever you're at in your current stage of development. So we have all sorts of tools here for y'all to check out. There's a lot to click on, so I won't go in here. But what I really want to focus on here is the learning content, right? So yes, there are going to be a ton of opportunities for y'all to get connected with hands-on workshops hosted by your core team. But if for some reason, you're unable to join one of these events, we actually have a ton of code labs here, which you can actually take on your own pace, right? From there, what's even greater about this is we have mentors for you to turn to and get help with when it comes to learning some of these perhaps new technologies that you're looking to implement. So, as I've mentioned throughout this entire presentation, whether it's your first time building a project, whether it's your thousandth time building a project, we have resources to help you. And furthermore, don't fret if you're quote a beginner. There's going to be a great opportunity for you to work with maybe some students who have a little bit more experience, and for you to really grow your skill set rather quickly. So I'd like to pause just briefly now, since I know I've quickly covered a lot of information, and I'm sure there may be a question or two in regards to solution challenge, judging criteria, resources, website link, anything like that.
Yeah, we have two questions so far. So, Jad asked, is this feasible for a beginner programmer?
Yeah, so I would absolutely think that this is a great opportunity to jump in. Some of the resources I did just mention are perfect for self-paced learning before you join a team, right? From there, the other thing I would say here is this is actually a great opportunity to learn from students who maybe are a little bit further along in their journey, right? So it's a great opportunity for students to practice their own mentoring, as well as for you to gain a little bit of extra knowledge, right? So I would encourage you, regardless of how uh, you know expert level you believe your knowledge to be, there is a solution and a team that we can find you for you to participate. And I think there was another question I might have missed. Is that right? Or
No, I think the only other question that we answered in the chat were, are there going to be like workshops for Google technologies, which I think you already mentioned as well.
yes, we
Yeah.
will have Google technology workshops for you at nauseum. So not to
Okay.
worry.
If anyone has more questions for Daniel, please let them know here. Please enter in the chat. Yeah, and the next question is, does DSC own all the source code, or do the student developers have full rights to their code?
That's a great question. I would imagine that that's probably represented somewhere here in the terms and conditions. I would highly recommend giving it a read so you don't have to just take Danny's word for it. But what I will tell you is no, we're not looking to take ownership of y'all's code, right? Like whatever y'all build, you're just submitting it to us for the opportunity to potentially win, get some really cool resources, get featured on a demo day, and have an amazing one-on-one opportunity with a Google executive. So no, we're not looking to, take over the intellectual property of y'all's project. The only thing I would mention here is make sure, McMaster's doesn't have like a Facebook clause, but I'm pretty sure y'all are okay.
I just wanted to ask just one clarifying question. So, if you might have mentioned this before, but is there a minimum and maximum number of people involved, like required per team?
So we don't technically have a minimum, but what I will say is don't work on a team by yourself. Like doing a project by yourself is not necessarily as fun, and that's also going to limit the amount of growth you can really take from working in a group project. So we'll say at least two people and a max of four. Right? Team sizes can be up to four.
Okay. And
Students have to be 18 years or older to participate as well. So please keep that in mind.
right. I had another question. So is there only one submission allowed per team or per person? Because I know on the contest rules it said per person. So I was wondering if it's what if you have a team and then each person submits four different submissions?
Um, so you mean like the one team, the individuals all submit the project themselves?
Yeah, so you have 4 different projects that you worked on, but since you submitted under one person's name and there's only one maximum submission allowed per person, it's possible to do more projects.
Unfortunately not. So
Okay.
this year, what we're looking for y'all to do is really commit to the one project that you want to work on the most. And the reason we're doing that is because part of this process is to, not spread yourself as thin, right? And really give yourself a full 3 months to build an amazing solution to a problem, right? So that's why, when I was talking about looking at the 17 goals before forming a team, that's why I threw that piece of advice out there, is because you can only pick one this year, right? You can't be in like 3 4 teams, only one.
Okay. That sounds good. I'll let you continue and we'll
Yeah, of
answer.
course. Yeah. Looks like there was one more question about the sprint planning boards. No, so here's the thing. When it comes to the solution challenge, you don't necessarily have to use our resources if you don't want to, right? The bare minimum to participate in solution challenge is simply this. You go to our website, you register, you use one or more of Google's products or services, and then you have a team of maximum of 4 students. All of them are 18 years or older. That's pretty much it. These resources are more designed for you to learn and gain greater experience from, right? Okay, so clarification on that question. So can you use the same project for the challenge as the project you make for the incubator?
Daniel, I'm not sure if you know about Incubator, but it's a program that we're running in our chapter, and we can answer that question in another time.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm familiar with that, but I think that's not a me question.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so no, that's totally fine. So this is, I guess, more of a question for I would say the McMaster core team, right? So when it comes to forming teams, I think y'all are just doing it on y'all's Discord, correct?
Yeah, we also have a whole slide for this about forming teams, so we'll just talk about this in a bit.
Perfect. So before I turn it back over, I do want to just quickly show y'all some parts about the registration, and then I will finish with the dates in which you have to submit by. So as you can see here, this is the registration form. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. We're just going to ask for your email, full name, the club you're a part of, as well as some information about like the technology you're interested in utilizing. This is actually important because we are going to connect you with potential mentors and opportunities to learn more about these technologies. So please do try to select the ones that you are interested in learning about or utilizing. The other thing here is with these 17 goals, we are asking this so we can help connect you with larger community boards, which are going to be helping students get connected with mentors for each specific UN goal, right? So we have 100 plus mentors who are going to be helping throughout this process. We're going to have them broken down by not only technology, but also like focus of theme. So a lot of students are going to gain a lot of help here. And I really cannot encourage y'all enough. Take a couple minutes and go through this registration period sooner than later. It will close in March, right? So I would say March 1st is probably going to be the day it closes because that's when we will open up for submissions, right? Submissions will be open from March 1st until the end of March. So March 31st is when that will complete. I know some of y'all may have seen Solution Challenge from previous years. Do not expect a deadline extension. Expect March 31st to be a hard deadline for y'all to submit your projects by. Other than that, that is Solution Challenge in a nutshell. The other thing here that some of y'all may be interested to hear about is some of the prizes. So for the top 50 winners, what we are doing is we are creating a deep dive mentoring phase for them. So if students, happen to finish in the top 50, what will happen is you'll get connected with a Googler as well as an additional mentor for you to go through revamping of your project before final submission. From there, we'll have our top 10 winners. These top 10 winners are going to be given quite a bit of like rewards, if you will, right? So there's a year of Pluralsight, which is like a certification training platform. There's also going to be some really cool Google swag. And as I mentioned, they'll get to display their solution live on Google's demo day, which last year had over 1,500 live attendees, and we had, I think it was like 5,000 playbacks within a couple hours. So it's a really great opportunity for y'all to showcase your skills. Finally, top 3 winners, they get that private meeting with a Google executive. So could be really cool for y'all. So really take the time to think about what you want to build and how you're going to approach it. Yeah.
That sounds really exciting. Thanks, Daniel. So if you guys have any more questions for Daniel specifically, please, now's your chance, because Daniel may not be staying for the entire time because we have a lot of club specific stuff that we won't make you stay for. Um, so if you do have any questions, please let us know now. You can unmute and talk as well.
Any and all questions, y'all. And while we wait for questions, I'll start with one that traditionally comes up. So Danny, I have a friend who doesn't go to McMaster, but I think would really like to work on the solution challenge. Can they participate? The answer is yes. They have to follow the same rules as you do. Be an active member of the McMaster DSC community and form a team, go through the registration, and they're more than welcome to participate. The one caveat for the student outside of McMaster is they're unable to work on a team with students just from their university, right? They have to work with students from McMaster for the solution challenge. So feel free, invite your friends, invite your brothers, your sisters if they're going to school somewhere else, but they have to be enrolled in university, right? So community college, university, you name it.
And they have to be 18 plus.
Correct. Because if not, you're not going to get to use our resources to build. And let's be real here, that would kind of stink for you to have to pay to build this. So
Cool. So we'll wait a minute if anyone wants to unmute themselves and ask questions. Otherwise, we will move on.
anyone have a really cool idea that popped in their head that they want to share instead?
Well, how another thing that came to my mind was remember you told us in our other meeting that you could use a project that you used before for this. So do you want to explain that a bit more?
Yes, thank you for that reminder. So one of the things we are changing this year is with us being in a virtual environment, right? We've kind of opened up the parameters for what type of projects you can work on. So what we've actually allowed students to do is anything you've worked on from this academic school year, you are able to bring back and reiterate and submit to solution challenge, right? So anything from May of 2020 all the way through the end of March 2021 that you've already started and maybe want to pick back up and work on, you are absolutely welcome to. Remember though, you do have to use one or more Google technology or service, right? Team of 4 max, right? All that good stuff.
Great. Okay, so it looks like no one has any questions. So thank you so much, Daniel, for explaining the Google Solution Challenge. We really appreciated that you came here.
Yeah, my pleasure. And if y'all have any questions or anything that come up after, I'm only a couple clicks away. I think some of y'all have me on LinkedIn. And if not, feel free to reach out to me. I may regret this, but here's my email. And with that, I'm out. See y'all.
Thanks, Daniel. Bye.
Thank you, Daniel.
Let me just share my screen again. Okay. Can you see my slideshow again, everyone?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how we can form teams. Just before we start, and this for the solution challenge as well. So basically, there's no rules from them about forming teams except that maximum there has to be 4 people per team, and you can like find your friends, and like Daniel said, you can find people who don't even go at McMaster. But different chapters will try to do different things to help you find your teammates, because you're all virtual and you might not know anyone who wants to do this yet, so we will try to do some things as well. So Stefan here will talk more about this.
Yeah, so hey everyone, my name is Stefan, and I'm going to be talking about how you can find teams for the Solutions Challenge. So DSC McMaster is going to be doing as much as we possibly can to make it as easy as possible for anyone who's interested in the Solutions Challenge to find a team. Um, so we don't want, the difficulty of finding a team to be the deciding factor. If you're interested in the Solutions Challenge and you really want to participate, we will help you find a team. So don't worry about that. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can go about finding a team. The first thing that you can do is you can head over to the DSC McMaster Discord and send a quick introduction blurb to the Solutions Challenge channel. So if you go on the DSC McMaster Discord, you'll see General. Under General, you'll see Solutions Challenge, and you can click on that and introduce yourself and get to know some of the other people that are interested in participating in the Solutions Challenge. Also, after this meeting, we are going to be hosting kind of like an informal get together in the form of a game night where you can meet other members of the community, of the DC McMaster community, and others that are interested in the Solutions Challenge as well. And you're welcome to come to game nights even if you're not interested, but there you can meet some other folks who are interested while also playing games and just chilling out. And we're going to be doing this week, as well as I believe if we have some interest, we'll also be doing it next week as well. So just Friday at 7 p.m., you can just hop over to DSC McMaster Discord and play games with us and try to meet new people to form a team for the Solutions Challenge. And lastly, if you're unable to attend either of those, or just if you're unable to find a team in general, that is a-okay. You can message one of the admins, that's myself, Ariba, Yevin, or Luke, and we can help form a group for you. So you can message us on Discord, and we'll try our best to help you form a team. And so if you're interested, please do not hesitate to reach out to any of us if you're unable to find a team. So yeah, just a reminder, I believe it's at 7 o'clock, although we might be running a little bit late. You can just head over
Yeah,
to the DC McMaster Discord and join one of the voice channels and talk with us. So yeah.
yeah. We'll probably have like a few voice channels for games, and then a few voice channels for like specifically solution challenge. But yeah, you can just stick around after that. Cool. Thanks, Stefan. Next we wait. Let me just click. Okay. Okay. So next, we're gonna be talking about our club structure a bit more. So our club structure changed a bit from our information session back in September because we are a new club. We started this year, so there were some things that we wanted to change. And so we are a pretty large club, so it can get confusing really fast. So we just want to explain our club structure a bit more, and we'll have Yevin, our VP, our other VP, explain that a bit more.
Yeah, thanks, Ariba. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
you can hear me? All right, cool. Well, hopefully some of you know me already, but if not, my name's Yevin. And yeah, we'll now talk about a little bit about the McMaster DSC chapter and the structure we have, and also some changes that we have made since September, like Ariba said. So our McMaster chapter has 5 teams in total, and those teams are community and code, external relations, marketing and branding, outreach, and workshops and talks. Each of these teams are run by 3 to 6 team leads, and each team may or may not have a sub-team within, and sub-teams are specialized for certain events and tasks. So some teams may have them, some teams may not. Our goal this semester is to involve general members more and more. And this is because we want to build the McMaster DSC chapter into a healthy community that thrives on collaboration and its members' talents. So that would be your talents. And keeping that in mind, we decided to start a new initiative called Dual Citizenship and give you the opportunity to have more autonomy within the club. So starting today, general members will have the opportunity to be a part of multiple teams within our DSC chapter. So if you have interest in multiple teams within a community, you may now explore your interests and contribute in places where your interests take you. So say if you were a member of community and code, but you also wanted to help out with marketing and branding, or vice versa, you will have the chance to do that now. And what if you don't know much about another team, but you want to find out more and maybe join them? Well, there's a couple of ways you can do so. So first, you can reach out to the leads of that team and inquire a little bit about what it is that their team does. You can also attend events organized by that team, or you can drop by and listen in on the team's meetings to see if you are interested in what the team is doing. So starting today, we will be sharing each team's meeting schedule with the community so you're able to do that. And if you are interested, you can reach out to one of us, admin leads, so that being Reba, myself, Stefan, or Luke, and request to have that team specific role assigned to you, making you a dual citizen. And even though it's called dual citizen, you can actually be a triple, quadruple, and uh, I don't know the word for five, but you could be a part of all teams and help out at each event, just as long as it's reasonable and you can actually make meaningful contributions to each team. And this way you can be a bit more fluid within the community and help out, again, multiple teams with different events as you please, and get exposure to different skills that each team may entail. So again, if you're interested in organizing and helping out with events that other teams may be running, you can now do so much easier. Just reach out to one of the admin leads and let them know. So yeah, that's my little spiel. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Yevin. So on the chat, I posted the link of the spreadsheet that has all the meeting times for all the teams. So like Yevin said, you can join more than one team this semester. And yeah, like what he said, you would be first joining the team's meetings and then seeing if you are interested. And if you're interested in joining that team, you would message one of us and we will put you in that team. So, so the spreadsheet that I just sent is also posted on our Discord server in the core team info channel at the very top under information. Um, I'll share my screen like at the end after, but it's in the core team info channel. It has the Discord handles for all of our core team, so you can message them directly if you have any questions. And we also have the spreadsheet for the office hours. So all the core team this semester will be having 1 hour per week where they're hanging out at a public Discord server like Toad or Hatch, like one of the voice calls. And you can like go into one of those office hours and talk with the core team if you have any questions or just chat or just hang out and stuff. So hopefully this will let us be more accessible for you guys, so you can yeah, talk to us in our office hours. Okay, next. Um, oh, I already did this. Wait, hold on. Oh, this also what Yevin was talking about, but I didn't click the next slide. I'm sorry, but this was the next slide for Yevin. Yeah, that's pretty much all Yevin said. Okay, so now we're going to be going and introducing all of the teams at our chapter. So we'll have one team lead per team to introduce what their team is all about. And this is important for you all to hear because again, you can join in the beginning you'll be assigned to one team, which is a team that you signed up for on the sign up form and that you got an email for. But after that, you're able to join any teams that you want that you're interested in. So it'd be good for you all to listen to what all the 5 teams are about, and then if you're interested, you can let us know, and we will transfer you. So, yeah. So first, we're gonna start with the outreach team, and I think Tasneem is going to talk about that.
Hi everyone, my name is Tasneem and I'm a first year computer science student. I'm one of the first year reps alongside Kylene and Anirudh. So the DSC outreach team envisions to reach out to students from different faculties who are passionate about tech. The prospective vision at the moment is to inspire students from non-tech backgrounds to join us in tech. We do realize that a lot of students do pursue majors like arts, science, business, etc., but always have a unique approach and the desire to contribute towards tech. And we are most excited to welcome them to our team and to facilitate this opportunity for everyone. For this term, we look forward to organizing some exciting events and workshops as well, like creating app mockups for designers, how to build a portfolio website for artists using HTML and CSS. We really look forward to welcoming new team members this term and yes, working together as a team.
Sorry. Okay. Thank you so much, Tasneem. That was great. So that was the outreach team. Next, we have community and code. So someone from community and code, if they would like to unmute and talk about their team.
I think I'll speak on behalf of the community and code team because Harrison mentioned that he won't be here. So hi everyone, my name is Arib and I'm not listed here. I was previously part of the community and code team until we created our own incubator team. The community and code team is a great opportunity for you guys to get involved in various different software development projects and learn about developer skills. We have initiatives such as the Full Stack Challenge and the Open Source Challenge, as well as Code Nights and Lead Code Nights that are also happening. And you can feel free to reach out to any of these leads, Punya, Karthik, and Harrison. They're all getting involved in all of the work the community code is doing, and they run a lot of these workshops on a weekly basis. So you can find out about all of the workshops that are coming up. I believe there is a full stack workshop also coming up. I will mention it in my section later on so that, you know, for consistency purposes. So yeah, feel free to reach out to any of these guys and they can help answer any questions about how you can get involved with community and code.
Thank you so much, Arib. And yeah, just to clarify, Arib was a part of community and code last semester, but then he became really involved with the incubator. So now he has his own little team. So that's why he is not in this. But yeah, so that's why he also knows all about community and code because he was there. So thank you so much, Arib. Okay, so next we have workshops and talks. So if someone wants to talk about that.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, awesome. So my name's Miranda. I'm a 5th-year computer engineering student, and I'm one of the core team leads for the workshops and talks team. So the workshops and talks team really focuses on applying that identity that was mentioned of DSC before, of bridging the gap between theory and practice. And we really do that by bringing workshops to teach to McMaster students and other DSC members. For example, some of the events that we ran last semester was a Linux workshop. We also ran other workshops on how to make an awesome GitHub profile and how to stand out to employers. And we also had a talk focusing on, it was a panel with having different co-op students and they got to share their experiences. So what's really awesome about the workshops and talks team is that it's totally ideas from students. So a lot of our ideas come from, like, for example, oh, I went on co-op, I didn't know about GitHub. It'd be so awesome if we had a workshop about GitHub. So that's how some of our ideas come out. Really, to join and contribute to this team, you don't need any experience. Like, none of us are super professionals on any kind of technology. We just have a passion for sharing that knowledge and really giving you that practical experience before you go out, work, like even give you experience for hackathons and co-ops and even full-time jobs beyond that. So I'm going to pass it on to Shardul, our other co-team lead. He's just going to talk briefly about how our general meetings will run and how you can make an impact as a general member on our team.
Yeah, thanks, Miranda. Yeah, so as Miranda mentioned, we're constantly looking for ideas, from students. It's not just us deciding on what workshops and talks to run. It's all coming from you guys, and it's upon like us, our general members, and like the community to be able to say what technologies that they want to learn for us to be able to, host those workshops. So within our general meetings, this semesters, we're really trying to make them more interactive. So one great thing about this semester is that anyone can pop into our meetings, and if you guys have any ideas, just let us know, and we'll really try to host that workshop for you. Another thing that we're going to start doing this semester is running internal talks, and just show and tell, like 5 to 10 minutes, that is going to be run during the meetings. So we're starting that tomorrow at so our first meeting is going to be tomorrow at 1 p.m. and one of our general members is actually going to show us GitHub's actions. So like DevOps, a little bit of DevOps, and like automation, and like deploying your projects. So if you guys want to learn, just new technologies, or you have any ideas or projects that you want to show off, please come to our general meeting, and we'll set you up with an internal talk that you can do to showcase that. But yeah.
Thank you so much, Miranda and Shardul.
Sorry, just one more thing. Our first meeting is tomorrow at 1 p.m. So be sure to come out. It'll be hosted on our Discord channel. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and admins and I will just talk a bit briefly later about like how you can access these Discord channels. But basically, yeah, I'll show you that after. So we'll finish this section first. Okay, next we have external relations.
Hey guys, yeah, my name is Salman Khalid. I'm repping external relations today, otherwise commonly known as ER. I'm one of the co-leads. I work with the fellow co-leads, Helen, Hamrish, and Mohammed. And basically what our team is tasked to do is to handle and create external relations to our McMaster chapter. So this is often done with other DSC chapters in North America, especially Ontario. We have good relations with DSC Windsor, and we had asked a lot of help and advice because they're well developed and they're very involved in Google activities. So we got pretty good advice from them. But that's kind of what we do. We kind of look out for other relations that our chapter can do to, like, collaborate and work better. Yeah, we also work with local communities and organizations outside of Google, such as clubs and teams at McMaster, organizations within Hamilton, and also just the Greater Toronto area. Last but not least, our teams find sponsorships and funding from local communities and organizations. Currently, as Incubator Solutions is like a really big, project going on, we're working to help Arib with developing and maintaining those sort of communications with mentors and sponsorships as well. Currently, right now, what we're doing, we're preparing, at least the ER leads, we're preparing a workshop to teach the fundamentals of Gmail and good communication practices, particularly when forming a professional relationship in an external organization or persons. So it'll be like kind of tailored towards ER members, but now that it's dual citizenship, anybody can benefit from it. Not only will this help you in terms of like understanding like, oh, what's the first step to like develop a good relation to another, I'm reaching out to this club or this potential sponsor, but also for anybody listening in, they can understand a bit more like, well, what do professional communications look like in a workplace, which is very important if you plan on having a job. And just like keeping good, like making concise and well-written messages to your professors, recruiters, and potential employers, things like that. Yeah, that workshop will be posted soon. Yeah. But other than that, if you have any questions about ER related stuff or what we do, or what part you would want to play, reach out to me or any of the ER co-leads on Discord. Other than that, yeah, back to you, Reba.
Cool. Thank you so much. And now we'll go to our last team, I think, marketing and branding.
Hi, my name is Pranay. I'm one of the team leads for marketing and branding. Honestly, our team is pretty self-explanatory. We handle kind of all of McMaster DSC's social media pages and kind of like our outward appearance. These include like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, maybe a few others. Our main goal is trying to get the word out about DSC events to as many people as we can, mostly students at McMaster. This usually involves like using any graphic design programs like Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator to create posts or stories for our social media pages. I think one of my other fellow co-leads, Manav, is here. Daniel and Jason unfortunately weren't able to make it, but I think Manav will talk a little bit more about what we do at marketing and branding.
Yeah, so thank you, Pranay. Yeah, marketing and branding, I think is a really fun team to join if you're interested in either graphic design or like marketing, whether that be like through different platforms. So we've had workshops in the past teaching people about Figma. We plan to have more workshops teaching people how to mock up and create the different posts that we have. If you've seen on our LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram pages, you've seen like some of the posts that both our general members as well as the leads have created. We plan to in the new year, basically like, for anyone who's dual citizen or whatever you want to call it, have those workshops open for everyone so that like, if you're interested in learning graphic design or like similar tools that you're really interested in, I know like the marketing and branding leads have like extensive experience in like Photoshop, XD, Figma. I've worked with InDesign, like we have a lot of knowledge. So definitely come out to those workshops if you're interested. We'll definitely be hosting some in the new year. Other than that, we also do offload these posts to our general members. So we have a lot of general members working on the posts that you end up seeing. And if you really care about that level of, like involvement in the group, I think is a great thing to do.
Great, thank you so much, Manav and Pranay. So that's our teams, and I'm just going to briefly share my Discord to show you how you can join the other teams' meetings. So let me share my Discord. Okay, can you see my Discord? Okay, so this is what the Discord looks like. This Discord server looks like for me, but I'm going to show you what it looks like for everyone else. Okay, so yeah, these are the main channels that you can join. And if you want to join any of the meetings, so first what you would do is go into core team info, and then these are the office hours. So if you go on the spreadsheet, you can see the spreadsheet, but when you click on it, it will show you the meeting times for all of the 5 teams. And then if you want to hop into any of those meetings, you should be able to, these are all the teams that we have: outreach, external relations, marketing, branding workshops, and community and code. And then you should be able to go to the team VC, and it says lock here, so I'll have to double check my permission settings. But okay, this one works. The outreach one works, but everything else I have to fix. But you should be able to like just click it, and you would be able to listen in on the meeting but not speak, because we don't want like a bunch of people just coming in and talking at their team meetings. But you can just like come into the meetings and listen to what their meetings are about. And if you're interested in joining the team, you could either message them, the team leads, like directly. So that would be in the core team info. All of the team leads are over here. You can message the team leads to learn more about what their team does. And then once you know that you want to be a dual citizen of that team, or you want to join that team, then you need to let the admins know, because we need to keep track of like who's in what team, for spreadsheet purposes. So if you do want to transfer teams, or you want to have more teams, you have to let us know so that we could give you all the permissions on Discord as well, and then add you to the right spreadsheet and everything. So yeah, so in summary, if you're interested in another team, first you would go to the spreadsheet to look at what times they're meeting, and then join one of their meetings to listen in and see what they're about. If you're more interested, message one of the people, the leads, over here. And then if you're like super confirmed that you want to be on the team, you can let one of the admins know, and we will do all of the administrative work to transfer you. So as of now, we will be assigned to a team, right? Yeah. So when you first join our club, so when you complete that Google form, the very first form that you filled out as a general member, and you should get an email from one of us saying what team that you were originally assigned in. So you're going to be assigned into one team originally, and then so that will be your first team. And then if you want to switch a team, you can do all of that. So currently, as a general member, all general members are currently assigned to a team, at least like one team right now. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen to the slides again. Share screen, Winter. Wait, okay, yeah, we're good, we're good. Okay, all right. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the exciting new role within the marketing and branding team called the marketing strategist. So this is a core team position. So if you want to be a part of the core team, listen in on this. So Stephanie will talk more about this role.
Yeah, so The essence of the marketing strategist is to create marketing campaigns and to think of new marketing ideas and how that differs from event to event. So we run a lot of different types of events. Some of the events we run are more specified towards, for example, beginners of a certain technology or towards a certain faculty and so on. And the marketing that goes into these different events is, as you can probably imagine, pretty difficult, pretty different. So a marketing strategy will allow DSC to maximize our reach in the most desirable way. Marketing strategists would have to think about who our target market is and how to reach that target market. Again, whether that's a skill level or a different faculty or people with a specific set of interests. The marketing strategist will be helping us brand our club and also helping post to social media, planning all of our posts on our social medias like LinkedIn, Instagram, and I think we also do Facebook as well. And just maintaining an active social media presence. And last but not least, the marketing strategist will be in communication with other clubs to do marketing collaboration and partnership. So as we grow larger, we get different clubs reaching out to us to do collaboration so we can help each other grow, and we're all for that. So you will be doing the communication between our club and their club. And the only requirements for this role are that you have prior marketing experience is definitely an asset, and whether that's for a club, a team, a previous student group that you were part of, or even better, an internship, and also to have very strong organizational skills. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, great. So the application form for this role is over here. Wait, just give me 1 second. Hold on. I have the link. I'm just trying to send link, short URL, copy. Okay, so if you are interested in applying to the marketing strategist role, I've put the application form in the chat. So please apply. The deadline is probably like this weekend or something. Just and you don't have to make it into like a fancy application. I just want to know who's interested, and then we'll be doing like very brief interviews over the next week. So if you want to apply, just apply as quick as possible. We want to get this done as soon as possible. So that is the form over there. And we'll also be posting that in an email. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the really exciting part about web development at McMaster DSC. So this is about how you can contribute to our DSC McMaster U official website. So this is our official website, and last semester a small group of web devs worked really hard on making it really beautiful. And this semester they're opening it up for anyone to contribute. So I'll let them talk more about this.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm Yachen Wu, and I'm one of the web dev team leads. And basically, our team does is we are responsible for developing and maintaining the websites within our club, including the DSC McMaster U website that Ariba mentioned before, and it was implemented by utilizing Gatsby.js, which is a React-based open source framework, and we deployed it using the Google Firebase console. And during the process, we followed agile software development methodology, like assigning tasks using Trello board and having weekly meeting for each of our members to update the development process. And currently, we are working on the CMS of the website, which refers to content management system. With this feature, admin module will be generated, and anyone without any coding skills will be able to update the upcoming events easily. For now, we only have 7 members in the development team, and just like Ariba mentioned before, we will be granting every new incoming members to have the view access of our Git repository, and anyone can participate in the development process by viewing or commenting the pull request by our team members anytime. And we're looking forward to having you joining us. Thank you.
Hi, yeah, I'm Kyle Thatcher. I'm the other web dev lead. And yeah, Yashin did a pretty good job of explaining it all. So yeah, essentially the repository is going to be open to all members of the chapter. And so you'll be able to view the code, submit issues or pull requests and or any sort of bugs or feature requests. So in terms of if you're interested in collaborating and participating and contributing, then you will have to reach out to me or Yashin to add you to the GitHub so you have access to the repository. And an important thing is that you read through the contribution guidelines that it's all outlined in the repository. This helps demonstrate, a respect for the developers that are currently managing the repository. And, in return, we'll all reciprocate that respect when addressing issues and ideas. It's meant to be, a fun, collaborative, and learning environment. So hopefully everyone approaches it like that. And the only other thing to note is that the core web dev team, like in collaboration with marketing and branding, is going to have final say on what gets introduced in each release. So it's important that you have like clear communication between the like independent developers and the team of web dev developers, right? To have the best chances of your contributions being implemented. My office hours are 5:30 on Tuesdays. If anyone had any questions or wanted to talk about anything, but we all look forward to working with you.
Great, it sounded great. Thank you for a lot, Kyle and Yachin. Okay, this is just our last slide, so we're almost done here. We're just going to talk very briefly about our upcoming events. So the event organizers who are organizing these events, if you want to talk a bit about this.
Sure, I can go next.
Yeah.
So hi everyone. I'm part of the workshops and talks team. I'll be hosting that second workshop that you see on the screen. The VS Code can do that. I'll link it in the chat right now. But basically, this is the first event that'll sort of be kicking off the workshops and talks here for us. And we were sort of thinking about like what we wanted to do. And one thing we thought about is, we're all developers and we spend a lot of time in a code editor. And we were wondering, maybe we should spend a workshop talking about being efficient in that code editor. And we decided to do VS Code. It's an up and coming, not up and coming, it's been established for a while, but it's a very popular code editor for a lot of languages like JavaScript and Python and more. And so we just thought, let's run a workshop to get you comfy with your code editor and really increase both your efficiency and sort of like the DevOps side of your development flow as a developer. So yeah, that will be happening next week, Wednesday at 5:30. And also, if you're part of the workshops and talks team, make sure to come to the general meeting tomorrow, because we'll be speaking a little bit more about that and how you can get involved helping out the workshop, because there'll be a dry run on Sunday for that.
Cool, thanks, Jay. And for the other two events, is there anyone here to talk about that, or I can just briefly? Okay, so the other two events are run by the community and code team. So there's Code Night number 5 and Full Stack Challenge number 2. So Code Nights are when you come together on Discord, and then there are a lot of different voice channels and you code together. So they usually have lead code challenges. So lead code is like a way for you to practice coding questions that would be similar to what you would get in job interviews. So if you're interested in like applying to jobs and you want to practice coding skills that are relevant for job applications and coding contests, then this would be a great opportunity for you to just practice those skills. And so that's what Code Night is all about. And I'm sure there's more to it. I just don't know the details. There's also the Full Stack Challenge. So this is where they come up with a really cool like full stack challenge. So they come up with a new challenge every time, and so this is a second one that they're running. So whether you're new or intermediate or advanced in coding web dev, I think you can get involved in this full stack challenge and to build something really cool. If you want to learn more about those events, check out our event page, which is on dsc.community.dev. So if someone wants to put that in the chat is just this link, which is our event page, and this has all of our upcoming events. Okay, so with that being said, so that concludes our main presentation. If you do have any questions, you can let us know on the chat in the next few minutes, or you can hang out on Discord. So I will be on the Discord voice channels for a bit, and if you are looking for groups, if you're looking for teams for the solution challenge, please we'll make one of the voice channels dedicated for that. And also remember to message in the solution challenge channel if you're looking for a team. And yeah, so we'll see you there. Whoever wants, if the core team wants to also hang out in the voice channels, that'll be great. And we are just going to do that. And we'll play games in a bit as well. The Discord link is, I'm gonna also stop recording, but let me just send the Discord link once. Oh wait, hold on, where did the incubator slide go? Hold up. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I don't know where I put the incubator slide. I guess I forgot about it. I'm so sorry, Arib. Arib, do you want to talk about the incubator? It was on the agenda that I had on the Google Doc, and then I forgot to put it on the slide. So I'm gonna let Arib, who's the incubator lead, talk about that.
Thanks, Ariba. Can I share my screen?
Yes, you can. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me stop from sharing. Yep.
Awesome. So yes, I'm here to talk about Solutions Incubator. You guys may have participated in the orientation event on Monday, and you got to meet with all the professional mentors and some of the people leading the workshops. So it's a great and exciting initiative that is being run by Google DSC as in partnership with some of the other organizations. Yes, it was inspired by the Solutions Challenge, which is Google's Google developers challenge to increase development skills around the world and get students working together, collaborating to solve problems. I did want to clarify a few things because there were some chatter around about the relationship between Solutions Incubator and Solutions Challenge. So the vision for the Solutions Incubator is to provide professional development training for specific roles, right? So we want to produce the best product managers, the best UX designers, the best software developers, the best business analysts. The Solutions Challenge itself does not focus on role-based learning, but rather developing challenges to solve a specific problem. So yes, while we are both producing technical prototypes that can solve a problem, the focus of the Solutions Incubator is developing professional skills for real industry roles. And that's why when we were creating the program, faced a tough decision, which was to either cap the limit of the team at 4 and just have 4 team members on each of the Solutions Challenge teams. And that way we would have to cut 24 more people and have only 1 software developer instead of having six people per team, having 4 and just 1 software developer per team, or making it 6 people, but then not potentially being able to allow them to submit to the Solutions Challenge. So the thing with the Solutions Challenge is the team limit is 4. So if you are working together as a team of 6, you will not be eligible to submit your prototype for the Solutions Challenge itself. However, you will still be able to make use of the resources that they've posted on their website, the workshops, and obviously make use of the workshops that we are providing throughout this program. So we decided to stick to our structure, which was the 6 team members, because we felt that it allowed for more mentorship, better collaboration and learning, and it also ensured that the workload did not fall on any 1 person or any 4 people. That was a concern that we were getting from a lot of the students that were applying because they felt uncomfortable. They were first-time programmers or beginners, and they felt that they wanted to get that mentorship from a more experienced individual. So that's just some information here about the relationship between Incubator and Solutions Challenge. I was also asked by Harrison from the Community and Code team to speak on the Full Stack Challenge. So the Full Stack Challenge number 2 will be held on January 31st between 5 to 7 p.m. And the focus is on building a web scraping web app using Headless, Chrome, and Puppeteer with the stack of your choosing. And we are welcoming all experience levels, and they're going to be running 2 tutorials to get your challenge submissions up and running. So you can follow the link in the general channel to sign up for the event. And if you have any more questions about that, feel free to reach out to Harrison, Punya, or Karthik, or Willie. And also, this is another exciting initiative going on by the Community and Code team, which is the open source events. So open source events give you an opportunity to contribute to an open source social media platform for student housing. That's the project that the Community and Code team has taken on for their open source project. And you will learn through this process how to review, pull requests, and implement new features. So some of the technologies that they're going to be using are listed here. They include Node.js, Electron, React, and the base platform is still in development. So keep an eye out for more event details in the coming weeks if you'd like to get involved in that. And again, if you have more questions about this, feel free to reach out to Harrison, Punya, and Karthik. And if you have any questions about Solutions Incubator or Solutions Challenge, feel free to reach out to myself, Luke, Ariba, and some of the other VPs.
Yep, thank you so much, Arif. That was really nice. I'm sorry I missed you again. And yeah, the open source nice seems really cool. I know that TC is doing a really great job in creating the open source initiative where anyone will be able to contribute to this project. So if you, again, if you're looking for something to put on your resume or you want to get involved with coding and get some coding experience, check out the open source nights. I'm sure you'll hear more about this in the coming weeks by the CC leads. Okay, so I think that covers most of the meeting. If anyone else has anything to say, you can hang out here for a few minutes. Otherwise, we can see you on Discord. Thank you all for coming and for bearing with us for the past an hour and 20 minutes. How can we sign up for events? Will they all be on Discord? So I'm gonna send you a link to our event page, which is over here. One second. So the link oops, sorry, that I sent it to Arib. Hold on. Okay, I sent you a link. So this is our event page, and let me share my screen for that too, I guess. Wait, yeah. Wait, yeah. So this is our event page, and you can see all of our upcoming events in the bottom over here. We have well, this is today's, and so for every event that you have to go to, I need to stress that you have to RSVP on this website. So even if the event is hosted on like Discord, you still have to go on this website and click view details and then click the RSVP button on this website. And when the event starts, you have to click the click to join button, because this is how Google tracks like who comes to events and like the numbers for events, and this is how we show our club's engagement and activeness to Google. And so this is good for Google to continue supporting us and in the future years. So it's really important for you to for every event that you go, you have to go on the website and click RSVP and join from the website, even if the event is on Discord. Okay. Are there any other questions? Okay, yeah. So again, we'll just be hanging on Discord if to look for teams. If you're looking for a team for Solution Challenge, please come to Discord and we will see you all there. If you do have any more questions for myself or any of the other execs, you can find our contacts on the Discord channel and the core team info. And yeah, thanks for coming. I will now stop recording.